Sup Turner Hills, Luke Light, Nico, Daniel, JB Lash or J Blashill, I don't know. Sup Kayla, how you guys doing? My sleep schedule's fucked up. Alex, what's up, man? What's up, Alex? Hey, miss you too, man. I hope everything's going well with you. We'll catch up again one of these days, in person, hopefully. What's up, Lil Geitsy? I don't know how to say your name. Oh, no, Lightsy. What up, Yaman? What's up, Nicole? Yes, I heard Eminem's new album. I liked it. There was one thing that I was the most impressed with. The fact that he rhymed vocalistically and social distancing. When I heard that, I was like, okay, this is why he's the GOAT. He rhymed vocalistically and social distancing, and that's when I was like, okay, this man, I would have never in my entire life would have thought of that rhyme. Okay. Okay, how's my day? It's nighttime over here. I sleep a lot. I slept a lot today and woke up at night. I slept the whole day away. Have I seen any good movies lately? What have I seen? What's Ooh, I've seen some interesting movies. I forget the name of this movie I saw. It's the guy, I forget his name. What's the guy's name? He's a young actor. He's maybe around my age or something, might be even younger, I don't know, but he played in Zombieland. I think he's the star of Zombieland. He's the guy who comes off kind of shy and awkward. And I think he was in Batman, the dark one of the Batman movies where he played like some. I think he didn't really play like one of the heavy villains. What the fuck is his name? What is his name? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. He's the nervous guy. Jesse Eisenberg. Yes. Jesse Eisenberg. So he was in this movie where they're stuck inside some like some gated, not a gated community. It's just some neighborhood that they can't get out, and he's with his girlfriend, and I forget what it's called, but they're stuck in. Yeah, it was an interesting movie. They're just stuck in this neighborhood, and they don't know how to get out in the streets that they keep taking. It's like a maze, and they're just stuck in it for a very, very, very long time. But I forget the name of the movie, but it was pretty interesting. Um, and it was it was good. I mean, it kept me entertained the entire time. So, um, I saw some weird movie as well. I think it was some Swedish movie. It was called like Midsummer or something, Midsummer or whatever, about these people who go to, I think they go to Sweden, and then all this crazy shit happens when they go to this like one place where this guy invites them to, and then weird shit starts happening, and um, yeah, it was actually really really trippy. It was really it was a very strange movie. They got some weird fucking scenes in that movie. Like really, really, they got shit crazier than a Swedish threesome. It's crazier than that. You go watch that movie, it's crazier than whatever the fuck is. It's insane. Sorry if you can hear my stomach. Um, you've been into Korean movies recently. Are there any good movies that you would recommend from that genre? I've seen Hereditary. That movie is crazy and trippy as well. I like it though. Man, you took too long. You took too long.
What?
Doing something else now.
You on the phone?
Yup, with 136 people I'm on the phone with.
What?
I'm on the phone with
With
136 people.
You are? How?
How? On Instagram.
Oh.
Yup. It's a big giant group chat starring me.
Okay. You just want to come in when you're done?
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll be in there.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be in there.
I'll see you soon.
All right. She had me waiting in this room for a long ass time, okay? She was in there on the phone. So I said, I'm gonna give you your space. I'm gonna stay in the other room, all right? And I said, we gonna have movie night. Movie night never came because she was on the phone. So now she come in here when I start doing my thing. And I'm like, shit, I'm on Instagram now. You gotta wait. I know she mad, but she gonna have to wait because I'm doing my thing now. We supposed to binge watch that movie like 3 hours ago. She was in there on the phone. But I ain't tripping. She better not be tripping either, nigga, all right? I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna finish up what I'm doing, then I'm gonna get back to that, all right? All right? Shoot. But anyways, She probably is. You're funny. You said now she hopping on here herself. She probably no. She probably. I know. She. Maybe. Who knows? She gonna be like, let me see what he's talking about. um, where does a thought go when it's forgotten? It goes into the dark realm, my dear. Um, do I don't live in neither of those countries. I live in Thailand. I'm not in Thailand right now, though. No, you're not going to get a Christmas track. You're not getting any songs this year. When are me and NF dropping a song, bro? Don't lie. I told you, man. Why do people keep asking that stupid question? I don't have any songs with NF. Any teasers for music in January? Only teaser you get is me right now. Whatever that means, that's all there is. Let's talk about some real life stuff now. Let's talk about some stuff. What shall we talk about? Let's talk about some real life topics that is off rap music. What should we discuss? We, meaning me. Mm, hmm. How do you know you're not crazy and just hallucinating your whole life? Um, Go and get therapy. And you have multiple therapists who are experts in their field to maybe confirm and validate that you're not crazy. Self forgiveness. That's a good topic. Self forgiveness. Can you forgive yourself for what you've done? Should you live the rest of your life feeling that burden for what you've done in the past? What did you do in the past? Is it something that's unforgettable? Is it forgettable? Maybe you can move on from it, but they can't. They meaning the person you've hurt, the person who saw, the person who experienced you when you were the you that you no longer are today. How do you move on? Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive yourself even though they have not forgiven you? That is the question. Can you forgive yourself even though they have not forgiven you? In life, sometimes it's very hard to forgive yourself in situations when the other person has not forgiven you. Because then you tend to feel like you are just trying to escape the situation and you still kind of carry this dark energy with you because they have not forgiven you yet. But in reality, Who is the they that hasn't forgiven you? Are they tangled in a mindset that is toxic to their well-being and also your well-being? Who are they? What are they? Who are you? This is what you must ask yourself. There are some people in this life who are indeed tangled in situations and in mindsets that they may never escape. And they may be holding on to these grudges. And even though you've moved on and you can look back at the situation and go, ha 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 ha, that is no longer me. I was foolish and childish at the time and I am deeply sorry for what I have done. They may still be holding that grudge going, oh no, 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 you fucking idiot. You're a horrible person. And deep in your heart, you know you're not a horrible person at all, because you've moved on and you've done better and you've done all these accomplishments to show that you are indeed a stronger, wiser, and more empathetic, caring person, but they still hold on to that thing. Now, some of those things, they can come in different calibers. Some may be very heavy to carry. Some may be very light. And in this life, there are people who hold on to both lightweight things and heavyweight things, and they will hold it until the day that they die. And through your journey of enlightenment, you must be able to point out these people and go, I see who you are. And for you to hold that issue against me for the rest of my life, that's a you problem and no longer my problem. So you must move on from that person and you must look at them and go, I'm sorry that you feel this way, and I'm sorry that I've done this thing to you. But this is no longer my burden, and I'm going to leave this with you. And if you can't find it in your heart to forgive me, then you can sink in your own ship right here in the middle of this ocean, because I am going to sail away and live a happy life, because I don't have time to sit here and talk about this issue that we've been discussing for years and years, when I've clearly shown you that I'm sorry, and I've clearly shown you that I've grown and I am better. But who are you to begin with for me to prove myself to such an extent where I'm deflating myself and corrupting my own mental health for you? Who are you? Are you even worth the time? You know what? I care for you and I truly am sorry, so I will give you my time to show you that I'm sorry. But you are not accepting this, which is fine. You don't have to accept it today. But I am going to walk away from this situation knowing that I have done my best. I have apologized. And now I'm going to walk away, and my ship is going to sail. And I will go be great, and you can just watch, and you can stay in this moment, and you can relive this moment for the rest of your life if you choose. That's a very sad place to live in. I wouldn't want to live there, but you can. Maybe in your world, this burden or this thing that has happened is a lot heavier than it is in my world. And I'm sorry if I don't understand that. I would love if you would communicate that information to me. But you know what? Sometimes these people don't want to communicate that to you. They just want to make you suffer. And they just want to talk down on you. Look at what you did. You're horrible. You're horrible. You're horrible. You know what? That's a them problem at that point. But let's just say if that burden that you've been carrying around, that you've forgiven yourself for, it actually deals with like a murder case, and you've killed somebody's family member, and now those family members hate you. They despise you. They can't fucking stand you. They wish harm upon you. And you've just been prancing along in life, going to live your best life, not even caring about what happened because you murdered somebody. Now, you know what? In that situation, ooh, that's dangerous. Because now what that triggers is there's a little boy in that family who's now exercising every day, who's learning karate, who's joining the military, who's learning violent ways to murder a man, and he's going to come for you. And that one random time when you're sitting out at dinner at some random place, you're not even going to know what he looks like. That little boy, you murdered his dad, you murdered his friend. He's going to find you, and you're not even going to know what he looks like. And he's going to be sitting right across from you, staring at you the entire fucking time. And you're not even going to know it's him. You've moved to another state now, another country. You've been living a perfect life. That thing hasn't even followed you. And now that one little boy is there. He's been waiting for this fucking day for 20 fucking years. And now he's a man, and he's been hitting the gym. He's got guns. He's got everything. Might even have homeboys. And now that one thing that you thought you got away with, you're a lot older now. You've matured. You wouldn't even do that thing anymore. But since you ignored that one huge issue back then, karma is now coming for you. because you didn't clear that burden the way that you should have. And maybe that burden needed to be cleared with jail time. Maybe that burden needed to be cleared with some type of sacrifice of yourself that you didn't give, and you didn't give these people closure. So now it's 2035. You're skipping along in life with your new girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're sitting at that dinner table. And that person walks by you, and they even greet you before they kill you, and they go sit down for dinner as well. They ordered filet mignon. You ordered a salmon with asparagus. You're sitting there. You finish your meal. You walk into your car. This person follows you and says, "Hey, sir." You drop your thing, and you go, "Oh, thanks. That's so kind of you." He hands it to you. He grabs you by the wrist, and you're like, "Okay, you can let go." And then he says the name of the person you killed. And now you're like, oh, shit. And then he looks at you, and he's smiling, kind of, as his smile fades, and he goes, "Yeah, you know what this is." And then he goes, "Honey, go in the car." And then he's probably so mad at the other guy, he's like, "Nah, if you go in that car, I'm going to kill both of you right here. And don't worry about surveillance saying I already got it on lock. Turned it off, shut it down, boom, bam, bam. I ain't getting caught for this one. I'm not messy like you." And then you're going to go, oh, shit. And now he's going to manipulate the situation whatever way that he can. He may kill you right there, or he may hop into the car with you guys. He may sit in the back seat. He may go, "You know what? I want to take a ride with you guys, and I'm going to sit in the back seat while you two sit in the front. Any funny business, I'm going to blow your motherfucking brains on the fucking dashboard." All right? He gets in the back seat, and you and your fucking girl sitting there driving. He's looking at your girl fucking hands, and you're telling her your girlfriend, because you know your girlfriend's on some. She thinks she's Superman now. She thinks that she could get up. She thinks she can do some shit that this man in the back seat ain't already thought about. So she trying to touch her little self and go reach in her purse. And now you yelling to your girlfriend, "Look, bitch," you call your girlfriend a bitch because you mad because you know she about to be on some bullshit and get you both killed. You ain't trying to die. She thinks she could do it. This dude, now you just called your girl a bitch, and the dude in the back seat is calling your girl a bitch. Now your girl feeling like this some women's rights violation shit now, and ain't nobody got time for that. She over here talking, "Why I gotta be this? What do you don't ever let me? We don't know I got this. Now he got the heat right on the back of your fucking neck. He probably got two of them, the crisscross heat. One at the back of her fucking head, one at the back of yours, saying, "Try something." And boom. Now you're just driving on the freeway, just going to an unknown location, pulling over to the side of a road. You don't even know where this spot is. He's telling you to stop the car. Okay, enough of that story. Anyways, yeah, I got an imagination. Sorry, this all went down to how do you forgive yourself? I'm sorry. But anyways, forgiving yourself. You need to forgive yourself, but you also need to you need to be an adult, a responsible adult, and accept whatever is coming your way. Some people, they want to forgive themselves, but then they want to escape the thing. There are some burdens that are waiting to be addressed that you haven't addressed, and you trying to forgive yourself without addressing those burdens, you're kind of cheating reality. That's like you doing some fucked up shit. If you go rape a girl when you're fucking 18 years old, and then now you and her are both 25, and it was a long time ago, and now you never addressed it, and now you're 25 years old or 30 years old, and now maybe she still lives in your neighborhood. You guys got the same group of friends, and in moments you and her have been cool at times, but you never addressed it. And in your mind, you just go, "I was a horny boy. I was stupid. I was drunk, whatever." And that's what you tell yourself, and you forgive yourself. But you never spoke to her about it. And if you didn't talk to her about it, you didn't fix the thing. So you're actually lying to yourself and you're living a false life. If you think that you can skip on through life and move on, and now that burden is still waiting there to be addressed, and you never talked about it with that individual. And now you're just, and in your mind, you justify going, I'm not even that anymore. You know what? But she probably thinks you are. And you're probably spreading that negative situation, that energy from that situation probably still affects that person, and you may genuinely understand why you may have done it, and you may get it. You may go, you know what, that's so not me no more, like I've moved on, whatever it is, what it is. But you didn't move on until you addressed that individual with the situation and allow them to mourn over the situation and give it the energy that it was supposed to have to begin with. And you know what? You may be dodging, and it doesn't have to deal with rape. It could be something a lot lighter, whatever. But whatever it is, you could be in that situation with. I mean, until you address that situation and you give them that moment that they deserve to have, you didn't you're living a false forgiveness life. You gotta you can't live the life going, oh well, if I address it then this bad thing's gonna happen and I don't want to get into that because I moved on. Nah, you can't do that. If you murder somebody, if you hurt somebody in a real way, if you've done something to somebody in the past, and you know that you're mature now, but that you haven't given that person a moment of closure, and they've just been sitting back watching you live your life. That burden is still there. You didn't fix shit. You put yourself in a situation for this to come back to haunt you, whether it is that person comes back to fucking murder you in your back seat or whatever it is. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of the outcome. You have to accept it. Even though some of them may suck. You may go, man, if I go address that person for the thing that I did 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or whatever, they may not ever talk to me, or they may say this, or they may go to the police, or they may do this, or they may do that. But if you know that other person is living a miserable life because you have not given them any closure on the situation, you can't really forgive yourself like that, because that's kind of like you're just passing on the burden from one person to another. If you really, really care about the well-being of yourself and everyone else around you, you got to give that moment to them. You got to give it to them. There's some families out there, they need to look the killer in the face of the person that killed their son. They need to understand why. They want to pick the person's brain. They want to sit down with them, even though they may not like the person. They need that, because that's really the only way the burden can be lifted. They can get to a place where they kind of just accept that humans are humans, but a lot of human beings, we're stuck in a place where we want that closure, where we want to sit down with you and go, why did you do that to me? Why did you hurt me? Can you explain why you felt that was the right thing to do? And if you try to escape that conversation, and maybe in your response to that may be like, man, I did it because I felt like it. I didn't give a fuck. If that's what it is, you just say it. And if they go, you're a horrible person after that, you know what? It's going to be what it is. And you just got to accept that, because they've had to accept the fact that you did the thing that's even worse than the acceptance of them placing a judgment on you. They've had to actually live with the horrible outcome, and they may not be able to move on as easy as you. So, yeah, man, you got to give people their moment. If you've done something that's bad to them, give them their moment. If you know you haven't given it to them, give them their moment. Even if it is petty, whatever it is, give them their moment to react on what you did. Allow them that. Allow them that moment, and you just own up to whatever it was. And then after that, after you know you've done the best that you could possibly do, you can go on and be happy and skip along and go live your joyful life, knowing that you did the best that you could do to fix the situation. Because if those people want you to kill yourself, then you can put the middle finger up going, I ain't about to kill myself. I don't know what you want me to do. I said sorry. I gave you your moment. You cast me away as a horrible asshole, dickhead, evil person. Cool, I accept that. But you ain't about to have me kill myself so you can get your fucking satisfaction. So don't let nobody push you to that point where you feel like you got to kill yourself to make up for whatever it is that you did. Because there's some people out there that will make you feel like that. They will make you feel like, damn, I got to leave Earth in order to make up for this. No, no, you don't. What if the other person who? What if it was the other person who caused pain? Look, um, if it was the other person who caused pain, I mean, whoever did whatever. If you need closure, look, if you're the person who needs closure and that person has forgiven themselves, but you're the person who's like, yo, I never got my closure, I never got my moment, you fucked me over, you did this. Well, I'll tell you what you got to do in that situation is you got to just be like, look, man, clearly that person can't own up to whatever the fuck they did. They're scared. They're scared for me to speak to them and tell them how I felt. They're scared for me to bring up these moments and say that this is you. They're scared to see themselves. They don't want to be reminded of these situations. They don't want reality. They want to run from it. So you being the person, I guess you feeling like you're a victim in that situation because of a wrong that they've done, because of a wrong that they've done, they are just you're gonna want to talk to them and really just bring up the things that they've done. You're gonna be like, this is what you did, this is how it made me feel. Can you understand and respect that? And they may never want to discuss that. They may want to sweep it under the rug forever. And sometimes you may have to accept that. You may have to accept that. There are some people in my life who have done things where I wish they would give me some closure on the situation. I wish, I love real conversations personally. I love when I've had a horrible, one of the things I love about like people that I've had feuds with or issues, I love when that day comes where me and that person can sit down and actually just kind of talk about what happened without being overly emotional. Where we're able to own up going, yeah, I feel you, man. I shouldn't have done that. I get you, man. You was right. And I was so full of myself, man. I thought that, I just had to be right, this and that. And then they admit the things that they probably could have done better. And then you actually become cooler after that. You like, wow. I fuck with you even more than I ever have now because of that. And I'm glad we can move past that. But there's some people, no matter how many years it's been, no matter what, they want to keep that narrative of and I guess not ever own up to whatever they've done, and they want to leave you in that space of never getting closure to a situation. They want to keep you there because of their own insecurities of what's going to happen if they own up to the wrongs that they've done to you, maybe, or the things that they've done. They don't want to do that. Now, and now keep in mind, there's also, over time and through experience, you will see that there's actually people who aren't even worth, like, let's just say they've done something to you, and whether they think it's right or wrong or not, but they've done something to you that clearly affected you, offended you. There may be people out there who genuinely, with time, you'll see that they're not worth your time. You just be like, man, I'm mad over this shit. Fuck them. They clearly stuck in this place. I don't even care no more, man. It is what it is, man. They stuck it. Like, I'm over it. Like, you'll just grow out of this situation of where you'll realize you don't even need closure. Because you understand yourself so much. You understand. You have a better understanding about life. You'd be like, man, take it. Go ahead. Take whatever you did for me, and you can live with that. Go ahead. I'm cool. I'm good. I don't want to meet up with you and talk about it. I don't give a fuck no more. Like, I don't give a fuck. You did this, that. Go ahead. Go do it. Paint your fucking narrative, whatever you want. I don't care no more. To say whatever, I'm good. Dude, you can't stop me. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that happens as well. So yeah, man. So forgiving yourself is important though. But make sure you do it in the right in a manner that If you really truly damage somebody else, you also try your best to have that other person forgive you without killing yourself and destroying your mental health. Make it a priority at one point to make that other person feel better for the wrong that you may have done to them. Um, Hold on, I'm reading some comments. You said, a guy said, I want to focus on myself, but I feel I need validation from women as I feel lonely. I felt that before. I know what that feels like. You don't need validation from anybody. You got to make sure you're able to compartmentalize what's actually happening to you. So, um, like, I like women, of course. And sometimes I feel the need to have women around at certain times. And sometimes I'm willing to compromise certain things that I need to do to have these women around. I'll to have these women around. I'll skip over something that was important just to have a woman around or do something. And it's not even about sex or anything. Like, no matter what I did, and it was crippling to me because every time I did that, I always like afterwards I'd be like, damn it, what the fuck am I doing? Like, that wasn't even what I thought it would be, and I'm just over here just giving my time to everybody, and I'm not even like doing anything that's beneficial towards my well-being, and I'm making all this time for these women, doing everything, doing the most, but not doing what's right for me. And I feel like I had like, see, I don't want to tell you like, man, you could do better. Like, you are better than that. You don't need to do that, but experience is everything, man. Sometimes you gotta experience the dark side in order to grow through it and thrive and become the person that you need to be. So, it's one of those situations where I don't know how old you are, what stage you are in your life, and I don't know how big of an issue it is in your life. Like, maybe you're like, I don't know what situations you're actually in life, and what you're willing to compromise for women. I don't know how I don't know what sacrifices you're making for women and everything, but sometimes, like, what it sounds like maybe is like it's like if I see a boy and he's like, man, how do I focus on my baseball practice and not worry about dating the girls and this and that? I'm gonna just be like, look, man, I could tell you a million reasons on why you should go for the girl, and I could tell you a million reasons on why you should go to baseball practice. But right now you're in such a stage where, you know what, you gotta figure out who you are, and you gotta get fucked up by life. You just got to, because if you never fucked up by it, then you're gonna make yourself vulnerable to get fucked up by it in the future. So get the fuck ups over with right now. Get the fuck up, get all that shit, because you're gonna be curious later on if you don't tap into these things. And you don't want to be the 30 or 40 or 50-year-old dude who's going, damn, how do or I focus so much on my business, now I don't know how to talk to girls, or whatever it is. You got to go and do what you truly feel in your instinct, and then I feel like I feel like you'll naturally balance yourself out. But if you feel like you're old, you're to a point now where you're like, this is an actual real problem, where you're actually like having so many shortcomings because of this, Go check into therapy, man. Go check into therapy because only you know how severe it is. Like if you're an addict to something, you really know like in your heart if you can't live without something and you have to do this thing that's toxic, you know. Some people may be able to know, but you also you know. So check yourself into therapy. It sounds like you brought it up. If you the fact that you brought this thing up with the women here, I feel like it's a problem if you had to bring it up here. And maybe you do need therapy. Maybe it is something that's kind of causing a lot of issues in your life because of this. So maybe you've lived enough life, enough experience to know that this is actually a real life problem for you. And I'd say go check into therapy. Talk to somebody about it. Someone who really knows. Don't talk to one of your friends. Talk to a professional. Talk to a professional. Your friends are just going to give you their perspectives, but they're not going to be able to. Your friends are going to give you biased opinions, even if they do come off intelligent and they got certain college degrees and whatever. You got to like in the world of being a therapist. You got to be a therapist in general. You got to be able to see things from a certain perspective, and and understand the concept of reality and all that stuff. And I feel like there's smart people out there who are book smart and things like that, and they're our friends, but they don't know a damn thing about mental health and someone's well-being. They'll give you generic information. School really depresses someone. I'm reading a comment. School really depresses me, and I want to pursue a production career, but I'm really struggling with it, and I don't know what to do. Do you have any advice? Okay, so you said school really depresses you. You want to pursue a production career, but you're really struggling with it. Okay. um. So let me see. There's a few things on this specific topic. So you want to pursue a production career. School stresses you. Let me just read that one more time. Sorry. I just got to get the key points. Okay. Okay, but you're struggling with it. Okay, you're struggling with this. All right, let's see. Do you struggle with discipline? That is one of the things you got to ask yourself. Do you struggle with discipline? Is there anything in your life that you can do constantly where you're disciplined enough in that area other than peeing and taking a shit and eating? Those don't count because you need to do those and your body is disciplined and built to do these things with whether you like it or not. But is there anything in your life that you can, because some people, we love things, but we don't have discipline. And I've seen this a lot of times. I couldn't pinpoint what it was in the past, but now I can see a little clearer. Discipline is very important. So do you have discipline? And do you have issues with discipline? If there's nothing in your life that you can recall doing where you can do it constantly over and over without getting tired of it, without complaining, without it feeling like, and you just genuinely enjoy doing it, whether it's mowing the lawn, whether it's reading a book or something constructive, I would say, something constructive. It could be going on a hike, going to the gym, things that you do, and with where you have good discipline. If there's nothing in your life that has any discipline, I feel like that could be one of the issues. If you have a problem with literally everything, if you're like, man, I hate doing everything a lot. I hate putting my mind into anything. I don't want to put my focus into anything. If you just walk around with the attention span of a fly or a fish, that could be a problem. See me, I know in certain areas, I think I have good discipline when it comes to music. I could sit and do music for 30 hours straight and not get up out of the seat. I could sit there for 30 hours, go and go and go and not even realize 30 hours had passed. Um, I got it mildly with skateboarding. I mean, I could go, for about 3 to 5 hours until I feel tired and I'm like, fuck this shit. But some other skateboarders, they have very good discipline in that area. Um, but then, okay, outside of the discipline, if you let's just say you have good discipline in certain areas. Now the other issue is maybe you just don't like what you're doing. I believe there's things that we like that sound good to us, like being a track runner, a track star. That sounds amazing to me, like the idea of it. Being a football player, going to the Super Bowl, scoring touchdown, those things sound amazing to me. I'm not disciplined enough to be on that football field. I'm just not. I'm not disciplined enough to be on that track field running every day. I can't be waking up early. I'm not disciplined enough. And I can tell you right now, if I got on that football field and I went to one of those practices, I'm gonna go. That will be the first and last practice that I go to. And it's not even that it will be a struggle, but in my mind, in my instinct, I just don't give a fuck that much. You know, I just don't give a fuck that much, and I would have to be real with myself to be like, man, scoring a touchdown at the Super Bowl sounds amazing, but I'm not willing to do the work of what it takes to get there because I'm not that passionate about this field. So, that may be one of the things. That may be an issue where maybe you have an issue with whatever it is you're doing in school. You want to do it. It sounds cool, but do you truly want to do it in your heart? And then, yeah. And it may just come down to, that just may not be something that you really want to do. Maybe your calling is something else. Maybe your calling is something else, and the area that you're in is you just got it all wrong and twisted, and you're supposed to be doing something else, and you haven't explored enough. You just haven't done enough exploring and seeing what all your options are. And it could just come down to you just complaining, and you just ain't built to be great in that field. You just ain't built to do anything memorable. And I hate to say it. I know that sounds very like I'm putting you down. I'm not trying, but it's a real thing. Maybe you're just not meant to be one of those people that's going to be remembered like that for a certain amazing thing that they did. Maybe you're just meant to be, the people that just blend in. Maybe you're just meant to be one of the other people or whatever people in life that are just like, hey, whatever, I don't do anything amazing. I'm just a person who just does enough to just survive, and that's it. And I'm not saying that's bad. Some people want that, and that's fine. But maybe you trying to live up here, and maybe your space is just in this space down here. It's a real question. You got to ask yourself that. I know nobody wants to admit that. Everyone wants to everyone wants to be great. Everyone wants to do a thing that they can be remembered by and that they get respect in. But really, most of us don't. Cameron, yeah, you're right. If you're happy, then you are winning in life. You are winning in life. I think when it comes to happiness, you got to tap into yourself and ask yourself who you are, and are you truly who you want to be? And it's not about being the richest guy, the most famous guy, the coolest guy, whatever. It's about being the most authentic version of yourself. And I think that's what makes you happy. When you know that you're just you're just truly you. And you don't give a fuck about what other people are doing, and you're just you, and you're doing it how you truly envision it in your mind. I think that contributes to your happiness. But, once again, if in your mind you know that you want to be that football player scoring those touchdowns at the Super Bowl, and that's true, that's really what you want deep down, and you over here living a fake life knowing that you're supposed to be doing that and that's what you truly feel, I mean, then I think, your instinct's going to tell you what you need to do. You need to go on that football field and you need to make those touchdowns, because I can tell you right now, like, music makes me happy. Creating music makes me happy. If I wasn't doing music, if I didn't have discipline in creating music to sit there and make these beats and write these raps, I could still find happiness. And music isn't the only thing that makes me happy, but it's my happiness is a pie chart. It's me doing all the things I want and love that make me happy collectively, and I think ultimately, what that spits out is, happiness. Hold on one second. Do I believe spirits exist and stop you from achieving certain things? Um, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. I don't believe that. I believe we have our own free will, and I believe that everything is just all chain reactions and domino effects. I believe it's all chain reactions and domino effects, and reflections of our energy and other people's energy. Then it's just like a big giant maze, and things happen, shit happens. I know we like to give so much importance to ourselves as human beings, but we forget how large the universe actually is. So for you, I know, like, we just feel like we're the most special things on earth, like we like the most specialist of all the specials in the universe. And it's just like it's a us thing. We feel like this whole existence, nature, all the other planets, the stars, everything that you see happening, it's all catered around us. We're the star of this entire fucking thing happening, but we're really not. So when you ask, are spirits guiding us doing this and that? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I'm not gonna say whatever it is, because I don't know. I'm just me. But look at an ant hill and ask yourself, are there spirits that are guiding these ants to make this ant not walk across the street and get hit by a car? Or is that ant just not walking over there just because it's just not walking over there? And then the one ant that did walk across the street and got ran over by the car, did a spirit guide it? Did a spirit not help it? You'd probably think ants don't have spirits. They're ants. But you know what? To the universe, we're ants. We're the same size as those ants. So but you think ants couldn't possibly have guardian angels? These other creatures couldn't possibly have guardian angels. They couldn't. You know what? I feel like it's just all chance. Shit just happens. Shit just happens. I can tell you one thing. The universe did give us the ability to live our lives the way that we choose to, and have control of ourselves. It's given us that ability. So the universe says, hey, you can focus on all these spirits and demons and this and that, all these things outside of you, but I'm giving you the power to focus on you internally, so you can accomplish the things that you truly want, rather than you coming up with all these ideas that are outside of you that only Mother Nature, and the universe have control over. I'm going to give you the tools to focus on what's inside of you. How about that? I'm gonna run the universe and you just run you. How about that? I'm gonna control the oceans. I'm gonna control all the fish. I'm gonna control the sun. I'm gonna make it orbit. I'm gonna make, all this shit happen. I'm gonna do that. Don't worry about that. But you know what you can do? I'm gonna give you the ability to be the God of your own mind, of your existence. I'm gonna give you the ability to actually be a God within yourself. How about that? So stop focusing on the fucking rings on Saturn and this and that and this and that and whatever's happening after. Why don't you focus on now what's happening inside of you? That's what the universe gives us all. What do I think the purpose of life is? I think the purpose of life is for you to do whatever makes you happy. And that's just it. For you to be yourself. For you to figure yourself out. Focus your energy inward, internally, and figure yourself out. That's the purpose. And also, with that purpose, you'll also see that there is no real purpose of life other than to just experience life. If you're not living life itself, then you are just not. Yeah, then what are you doing? You have legs because they're there. The purpose of them is so you can walk. You have a voice, and the purpose is to make noise, to make these sounds, to communicate. You have eyes. The purpose of eyeballs is to see things. So as you walk, you can see where you're going. The purpose of hands is to touch things, grab things, maybe make hand signs, gang signs, whatever. It could be a form of communication, it helps you eat. The purpose of them is to help assist you, is to assist your body. But if you're not living, the purpose of you having a heartbeat ultimately, and the purpose of you having a life is to live. And if you're not living, then yeah, it's just a waste. And yeah, it's just a total waste. How do you define living? Okay. I'll tell you how I define not living. If you see an animal in a cage, if there's a tiger or lion inside of a cage that's the size of your average human being's bedroom, yes, technically that lion or tiger is living, has a heartbeat, it is living. But would you actually say that lion is experiencing life? Or is it just experiencing that bedroom? Is that lion really experiencing everything that nature has provided for it to experience? Or is it just experiencing this man-made creation and that's trying to mimic a very lesser version of life, and you're trying to convince that lion that this is life for it? Do you know what I'm saying? And now ask yourself, are you in a box with the way you're living? So I look at life now because I realize, yes, I was living when I grew up. Lived in my neighborhood. I lived in my house. I had friends. I feel like now I'm really living. And maybe I'm going to live even more, whatever that means one day. But the world is ours. So you being wherever you're from, I'm going to tell you right now, the world is ours. So everyone doesn't have to be a traveler. Everyone doesn't have to go experience every single country and do all this shit. But the world is ours. Every idea is ours. Everything here is ours to experience. So whatever you're truly interested in from the bottom of your heart, you got to ask yourself, what are you going to do to go do that? And are you just going to settle with not doing it, which is you just staying in a cage? Are you just going to stay in that cage forever and not go do the things that you truly want to do? Maybe you want to go to Spain one day, and maybe you want to go, backpacking and doing that one thing. Maybe you want to go meet people of a different walk of life than you. Maybe you want to do these things but you got to step outside your box. And maybe you think that you're not in a box. Maybe you think you're not in a box. I feel like for someone to even call me like an American, that's trying to put me in a cage. I'm not American. I'm Earthlinean. Earthling. I'm Earthlingian. No, wait, what am I? I'm a you know what I'm talking about, all right? We'll just call it Earthlinean. I'm Earthlinean, all right? That's what I am. I'm Earthlinean. I'm not American. I'm not Chinese. I'm not German. I'm Earthlinean. That's what the fuck I am. All right? Everything's mine. Whatever your people did, they're my people. Whatever your country had to go through, I went through that too. Whatever been your shortcomings in your environment have been the shortcomings of my environment, because we're all human. All right? So if your people got bombed, that hurts me as well, because I'm your people too. If I'm suffering, believe it or not, if I'm going through something or my people are going through something, I'm your people and you're going through it too. I have empathy for everybody, and this is all our home. So I'm not American. Fuck. God. Are you still awake? Or are you falling asleep?
No.
Yeah, you were.
No, I weren't. Where are you?
I was in my room. Okay, I'm in 2 minutes and I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to get off though. Huh? No, I don't know. You can't mute this.
Oh.
2 minutes. All right, guys, I have to get ready to go. I gotta get ready to go. So I will talk to you guys later. Okay? Yeah. Thank you guys for getting on. Appreciate it. You guys have a good rest of your day, evenings, mornings, nights, whatever time it is. I will talk to you guys soon.